Roofers looking for a career have to be considering where the industry is going. And currently, everything about asphalt roofing or metal roofing or permanent roofing, it's not something that's really exciting to homeowners. But what is the fact that there's all these crazy new technologies coming to market, electric trucks and electric cars. People are working from home more often. They're getting a lot more electronics in the home. Their power consumption is going up. And the thought of being able to have their house power their lifestyle is something that is making people interested in this career, and the demand is going through the roof. So if you're in the roofing trade and you're not seeing that solar roofing is the future, you're going to miss the boat on a huge opportunity. There's a lot of places that you can go to work. There's a lot of places where you can go to roof just to roof. But there's very few companies out there who are willing to hire guys, bring them in-house, teach and train them on the standards and expectations that are going to be needed for the high level of professionalism that's required to install solar roofing. Solar roofing is a much more complicated product. It's not just waterproofing. It's not just installing panels on a rack. You're waterproofing with a very technical product, something that's also really expensive. But that's going to mean increased wages. That's going to mean increased opportunity. The manufacturers of solar roofing products aren't going to allow you to just get a certification in the shingle and then subcontract it out to any other company. So we feel that the best decision we can make is bring people in-house and teach and train them on our standards and expectations. That's what the manufacturers of these products are looking for. Not everybody belongs in the realm of being an entrepreneur. Not everybody wants the real responsibilities of being an owner. A lot of guys that are subcontractors today, they're getting paid this money because the company that's giving them the roof work is saying, okay, we'll pay you to run a business and to run a crew. So you're getting paid a foreman wage and a business operator wage. Now, they're never actually growing their business. They keep this money and they kind of use it to buy more stuff, but then they have all the responsibilities of being a business owner, and they're going to get left behind in this new evolution of the roofing industry. We just believe that the best thing to do right now in the roofing industry is to align yourself with a career in the solar roofing industry, which is going to require a whole level of re-education and training, but it's going to have so many more benefits to you. If you're used to working at heights, to working on a slope, you understand how to waterproof a surface, those are skills that are drastically needed going forward with Sargent Solar Roofing, because we're going to need people to install shingles that are both waterproofing a roof deck and providing power to a home. Electricity and water do not go well together. So that your skills are in super high demand, but you can't get it as a subcrew. You have to establish yourself in a career position. As a foreman, you get a chance to train other foremen, to pass your knowledge on. And when you pass your knowledge on, those guys are going to become foremen. And then as you get 3 of them, you become a site superintendent. Well, now you've got a career, a 6-figure income, and an industry that's booming. And that to me just seems like so much better of an opportunity. When you own a subcrew, it also looks easy. It looks easy because it's just a truck. It's just a truck like another black or white truck driving down the road with a ladder on the back. Maybe you have a dump trailer. So you go and max out a credit card with some tools, and now you're a roofing company. So when you train a guy up or train a girl up to become a foreman, they look and they say, well, I'm not going to stick around here and build his business. I'm going to go start my own subcontracting business. Because all it is go get a loan for a truck, max out your credit card on some tools, and you're a roofing contractor. When people work for us, when they come work for our company, they see what it takes to run a real company. They see that there's marketing, human resources, accounting, payroll, office management, sales managers, production managers, shop managers, site support, all these different employees they would have to go start. They'd have to get a website, technology, a CRM, an enterprise resource program. They're going to have fixed asset management. They're going to have to do inventory. All of these things make them see that running a real business is hard, and not everybody wants to do that. Some people want to be able to go home at night, and at 5 o'clock, as soon as they close the door on their front door of their house, they leave work at work and they come home and they have peace. And we want to empower people to do that, but we see what the industry's doing, and it's not fair to the subcontractor. It's not fair to the roofer to expect them to go start a business and take on all this responsibility. But that's the only thing that's available to them most of the time. They don't know that something like this exists, and they've been taught to think that it's a lesser It's a lesser thing. They've been taught to believe that somehow it's wrong to be paid hourly. Like it looks like it's a bad thing, but doctors and lawyers are paid hourly, but they have to go to school for 12 years and spend $120,000 to go and earn that. And they got to spend 10 years of their life in books. Whereas we can bring guys into this industry, whether they have experience or they're brand new, we can teach them and train them and give them a great hourly wage, a career, and a paid education in solar roof installations. And that's going to allow them to transform their lives and get a good career. And they don't have to take on all that responsibility. They can close their doors and leave work at work. But right now, when they go to apply at many roofing companies, they say, hey, I learned how to roof from this guy who ran out of his truck, and I was a shingler for him. I'm pretty good. You're a big company. I'd like to work for a real company. Can I work for you? And they go, well, no, we don't actually hire guys to roof. I know we're a roofing company, but we don't actually hire roofers. So if you want to, you could get a job with us, but what you got to do is you got to go buy a truck. Don't put any logos on it. Get a business, but don't put your name anywhere. Then get a bunch of tools, right? And now you're going to need guys to run those tools. So you got to learn how to hire guys. So go put an ad on Kijiji. If you spend $99 to boost it, you might get more applicants. Then you got to learn how to hire people and interview people. So Google how to do an interview. And then once you figure that out, you got to go make sure you get your insurance, because we don't want any risk. Because if you break something, we want to make sure we can go after your insurance company so our insurance rates don't go up. So you got to get insurance, and you need workers' compensation, because if someone gets hurt working for you, we don't want to be responsible. That's got to be on your WCB account. So you got to get that too. And so then you have your truck and your tools, and you got your guys. So you got to hire these guys, and then you're going to figure out how to do payroll. You can't just pay them by e-transfer, because if you do that, eventually the government's going to come get you, because you're supposed to be deducting their EI and their CPP and their income taxes, and you got to send that to the government. And then when I pay you, you charge me GST, you got to make sure you remit that GST to the government. So make sure you figure that out. You're going to want to get an accountant. It's not fair. And it's not fair to a lot of the people out there in the community, because now you got trucks driving around without logos on them. You don't know who's doing what and where. If somebody's driving inappropriately, there's no one to call. If people are, doing bad things on site, there's no one to report anything to. So it's not great for the community. At the end, you're just taking a roofer, a guy who just learned how to shingle and realized, hey, this is a good job. I can make like $25, $30, $40 an hour doing this. I want to go get a job at a big company. You take that guy, force him to start a business. Well, now he's going to get himself in trouble with the government just because what? Because some big company didn't want to give that guy an opportunity to just be good at his job. And so that was why we decided to stop doing that. We wanted to focus on creating opportunity, and we understand that success brings unity, and we want to bring more people and unite them together, and to give them the long-term vision of their career. We understood that we had to start Sargent Solar Roofing. It's what's going to create that new generation of roofers, someone that's a more sophisticated roofer, installing a more sophisticated product to a more sophisticated standard.